Alright, so we're going to be covering the Solidworks models. One in class. So what we're going to be doing this time is covering the Solid Model 2 and Solid Model 3 and 4. Alright, so we're going to start by working on the one with the most detailed area, and that one's going to be from the right plane that we can adjust throughout the entire thing, or we can start with the front. So for right now, I'm going to start with the front to see how this works out. So I'm going to go ahead, begin here, begin my sketch, and based on the model drawing, it does have a rectangle, which you can adjust to make sure that this starts on the origin. Mine was a little buggy. Moving forward, we have another model that's going to continue. It's going to head upward, and that's going to be the outside model. Now, I don't want to deal with any intersecting pieces here, so I'm most likely going to trim all of this in the end. I'll continue off and head to the right, down, to the right, up, and then finish my model off here. I would like to trim, so I will trim this piece in here, and we'll trim everything just to kind of see how this goes. I want to add dimensions, so I have this extra outlier piece that doesn't need to be there. So I got a couple of them, and specify my dimensions starting here. And it looks like I'm in inches. No, I'm in millimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and put 60 millimeters because that's what the dimensions were. Why it's showing 0.06 is beyond me. Let's try that again. It shows 60 here, so that's good for me. I'm going to make sure that it is in MMGS. We'll come back to why it's showing those in just a second. Our vertical dimensions, we want to be in this position to be 30. There we go. Now everything's showing up the way it should. This comes over across to be 20, but I'm going to trim that extra piece. This is just from drawing all of those rectangles. This should be 20 over. This one needs to be 10 down. 30 across. I look here, this is another 30 up. And looks like everything is, at this point, for the most part, defined, except for this line that I've got coming out here. So we're going to trim that off too, because it doesn't need to exist. Notice I have a fully defined sketch, in which case I can extrude based on the top model. It shows me from the bottom to the top that it extrudes a total of 50. So I'm going to go ahead and select 50. And I'll make sure that I reverse the direction to go that way. Looks good. So if I look from just this plane right here, and I go normal to it, this looks like that view without any of the lines in it. Now I want to make a couple of adjustments to my drawing. So I'm going to, of course, take a look at the side profile view. The side profile in the top is going to give me a lot to work with. So the side profile is going to tell me that I have this ramp that's going to exist, but I have a lot of excess mass that I have to get rid of. So I'm going to start from the top plane, and I'm going to draw. Control 8 will bring me normal, and based on what the top view looks like, I can, of course, trim everything out. So notice that this is where I want to start based on my model. It starts here, and then it continues across. I need to have my circle first, so let's try this one more time. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Here we go. Have this go up. Have this go across. And of course have this go up. Now I need to fix everything because I want to cut out all all of the nonsense. This should be a quarter of a circle, so we'll make these horizontal. This should be a vertical relationship because, again, it's a quarter of a circle. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to make this horizontal. And, of course, these two should be vertical. Well, it says I don't need to do that, which is fine, so I will delete that relationship. And this is a construction line because it's not necessarily going to be part of our dimension. I can drag this over to this line, the silhouette edge, and I can make sure that it is coincident. I can also make sure, based on my model that I have there, that the correct dimensions are in place. So the radii for these must be 10 each. And for this one. And finally, I should know how far up this goes. This should be 20. And in order to finalize this piece, I need to close it off. So I'll go ahead and create my closed off feature. So it's fully defined, and I will then cut. Notice my entire piece is going to highlight, but it starts from the bottom. So I can reverse that direction to go through the top, and I want to cut everything. So that looks kind of like what I'm looking for right now. Now the thing is, even though that's what this should look like, I still have some issues, as you can see right here, that there's this little piece that needs to come off. Because notice that if you look in the front view, it shows that this model is going down to 10, but it's up to 20 right now. So I'm going to go ahead and on the top plane again, I'm going to create a sketch. And this time I'm going to cut down pretty much everything that exists there. So I'm going to start from the bottom corner here at the midpoint, and it's going to go all the way up here to this point here. And it should be fully defined. I go to extrude cut, and the problem is it's going to start at the base, which I don't want. So I want to do an offset of 10. So notice that it moved up, but I want to cut everything in the other direction. And now this looks a little bit better. The last piece that I have to add is that triangle cut on this plane. To make things simple, I want to cut this outside of region, so I'm going to convert these entities. You can just draw them if you want to. And then, of course, complete the sketch. Notice that it's fully defined. I can do an extrude cut, make sure it's going where I want, through all, select, and now my part is done.